Okay, this is going to be hard to explain, but I'm going to try to do it. From my observation, we are all on a stage. This is a whole staged play, and it's getting us to think that it's all coming about from natural reactions from natural things. But none of this on this staged play is, in fact, naturally occurring. It's all occurring through the stage director and what it wants to happen. Throughout the entire realm, culture itself is not a naturally occurring thing. Take me speaking to you right now. Language itself did not occur naturally. It was a pre-engineered form of communication to keep your mind and your thoughts bound in the limitations of the language. If you don't have the words for it, you don't have the thoughts and you can't communicate it. We did not naturally evolve through time the ability to speak these complex languages. It does not make sense. It does not happen naturally. Along with cities and the way they're laid out, buildings, government hierarchies, cultural norms. Yeah, it may seem like across the world there's different cultures, so there's different choices and they all came about naturally. No, the underlying structure of all culture is pretty much the same. The only thing that's different is the stories they tell in each culture. The cultural phenomena of over time, we get new tech, and that tech just spreads across the world. Like me driving this car right now. The whole entire world has the car, has the ability to make the car, has the ability to plan out complex roads and maintenance of those roads, and the machines themselves to build the roads that stretch out to what seems like an endless amount. There's so many roads. They're all connected. That does not make sense. Every store is full of products and things to buy. It never runs out unless they artificially bring in scarcity, which brings in artificial fear of buying more and hoarding and wanting to hang on to life even more. Every store and every home is full of food across the entire world. And you could say, oh, well, there's poor people without food. Okay, just think of the scale of it. How is there food in every single restaurant, day in and day out, in every single grocery store, in every single home? And then they're throwing it away in droves. That's an artificial prop that has been generated by this stage play to never run out, no matter how much consumption. In the stores, they're full of all this material for your homes. Okay, there's another thing. Every home is full of furniture, for the most part. I mean, there are some houses without it, but for the most part, every home, every business, every museum, every government office, packed full of furniture. And then think about all the thrift shops and the flea markets and the Goodwills and it's not natural. Just look out on your daily observation of this fucked up clown show and look how there's so many things that supposedly we have had to make surrounding you at all times. And then multiply that by billions of people. This is artificial. But there's explanations that try to numb your mind so you don't actually realize the things that I'm talking about. And then the gaslighting of, oh, you're crazy, you're getting into paranoia land right now. No. Look at I'm driving right now. Look at all of these cars. You're telling me that we made all of these and have enough for everyone to buy and then sit in lots. It just doesn't add up. Everyone has a smartphone nowadays. How did that spread so fast? And with the event in 2020, the whole world acted as one entity. This is all stage play. Trying to trick and convince us it's real, it's natural. There was a line of events that had to have happened to bring this place to where it is now. Think of all the books, for crying out loud. How many books are there? How many authors are there? I'm just things are just popping in my mind that I think about. There's an endless supply of books, and an endless supply of paper, and an endless supply of wood and trees. Oh yeah, here's another thing. If you look about on your daily walkabout in Hell Realm, where did all the trees go? If this was a forest, a natural habitat, don't you think it would have taken an extreme amount of intensive labor and machinery to clear away and to terraform all of these cities that we're living in across the entire world? And we just so happen to get this technology pretty recently to be able to do this. And if you look even harder, you'll notice that most of the trees that you're looking at are not that old. The really old trees are humongous, but most of the trees we see in our day-to-day life, they're like little baby trees. Like they just started growing within the last 100 years, or 150 or 200 years. It looks like all the trees were wiped out and reinstalled. It just don't make sense, my friends. It just doesn't make sense. I'm trying to articulate all these things that I think about in my mind, but because of the firewall of the brain that doesn't allow free-flowing thought, it hinders you. But I'm gonna keep going. There isn't enough farms. There isn't enough factories. There isn't enough people who are working these jobs to supply the artificiality of modern consumerism. There just isn't. Everything that you're looking at had to have been made and designed and had to have the right materials in order to make it to be produced and shipped and bought and sold. Okay, here's another one. Money itself is artificial. Think about it. In order to get money, you have to have worked for it. Okay? In order to be paid, you have to have received it from someone else who has supposedly worked for it. It goes back to the life eating life cannibal engine. If you go back far enough, it's impossible for money to have spread to the way we see it now. Because you would have to have someone to have it who had worked for it to be able to give it to you who have worked for them. Is this making sense? We know money is artificial, but the start of it is artificial. It's like it was a pre-engineered package that was installed into culture. And we bought the lie that it was naturally formed, just like everything else. But if you go back to the roots of anything and everything, it all falls apart because it's a fake reality. All of these systems need everything else to have already existed for it to function and thrive the way it does. How many clothes are there in this world? An endless supply. How did they make it back before the Industrial Revolution? How is everybody so well dressed and clothed? Look at all of the damn houses. Okay, here's another thing. If you start to notice how things are, there's a lot of things that look the same. Like they're computer models that were designed to save time and energy and resources of the generating engine. So mostly everything almost looks the same, with a little bit of character here or there. But the overall structure and root of the design is the same. It's like a copy paste, but they can't just copy paste. They got to make it look a little different because you'll start to notice. So they make it look a little bit different here and a little bit different there. But ever since recently, things are starting to look more and more the same. Maybe because there's not enough energy to power so much different complexities now. So you have all these big corporations, these big businesses that produce products for the masses that are basically copy and paste in order to save energy on the game engine. I'm just going to sit with myself and allow my thoughts to come, because the mind virus wants you to feel stupid and to rush through everything, and but I'm just going to let it flow. I'm just going to let it flow. Human behavior is a copy-paste, pretty much. And you notice how certain people look the same, act the same, behave the same, like they're the same program, but just kind of scrambled a little bit. But there's just too many so-called people that you can't make a unique personality look and behavior to everyone in this game. So they have to reuse assets. And when you start to notice patterns, oh, that person reminds me of this person, or they look awfully like this person, or they not only look alike, but they act alike. Here's one. I've noticed that, especially with programs of the mind, a lot of people who are in a certain, let's call it, mindset, they believe all the same things. They all act the same way as well. So you have your your patriots, they all act the same. You have your liberals, they all act the same. You have your conservatives, they all act the same. You have gay people, they all act the same. You have straight, normal people out. I'm not trying. If you're one of these people, I'm not saying you act the same, but we all have this. It's like a pre-programmed script on how you're going to act, how you're going to behave, what you believe in, what you like, what you dislike. And the more that you break out of these programs, the more you see that you were just living a programmed beliefs and behaviors, even hobbies. Like, for example, my mom was a cyclist. She still bikes every now and then, but I got into biking. And just like any sports, everyone dresses the same, everyone acts the same, everyone does the same thing, has the same hard to explain, but it's just like copy and paste. You're a sports fan, copy and paste. You just have different teams you like. You're a gamer, copy paste. You have all these different funnels that funnels your attention and your consciousness. And the more that you're funneled into these groups, the more the system tries to get you to behave and act the same. Even though you may think you have a different opinion or this or that or different life experiences, the ultimate outcome of that is you start to act and behave as the group that you're associated with. Even in so-called truther circles, over time, if you don't watch yourself and start thinking for yourself, but if you're not conscious, they all start to behave and act the same way, like triggers. There's always enough gas for all of the cars, but it's somehow a non-renewable resource. No. It's just as abundant as water. Because even if it wasn't, if this is a false, fake reality, and we've already proved that it can just create things out of thin air because it's not real. It artificially inflates prices just to socially engineer and direct the farm and the herd of the flock into fear, panic, stress, work. It's just so sickening once you realize it's a fucking stage play. And things are the way they are exactly and solely because it was designed to function and be exactly the way it is. There is no human error in any of this. Humans, what I'm trying to say is, we who are stuck in here and the humans who are NPCs or just unaware or not conscious, who knows? But we're just at the mercy of the stage play and the director and all the, let's call them archons behind the scenes, orchestrating and organizing, leading us to think that we caused all of this. Something's just wrong that we can fix. No. What you don't see in the shadows are the ones orchestrating, keeping this thing running, artificially pumping this place with everything that you see. making you believe that it's real, it's natural, all of these things make sense, nothing to see here. Go to school, get a degree, and they'll tell you how the world really works. Oh, it's explained by this and that. See, you're just a dumbass. You just aren't educated in how the world works. It makes perfect sense. Oh yeah, I guess you're right and I'm wrong. It does make sense and it works because of natural things. And I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna go back to sleep, pretend this is all real. No. Even in ancient stories, they say that the gods gave them, taught them culture itself. The gods taught them culture itself. The gods brought them the technology. As I'm saying this, there's two people in the row taking a selfie. But the gods, basically the stage directors, set the stage and taught them their role in the stage play. You can look at it like this also. That was just their way to describe that everything was staged and manipulated, and they're just set on the stage now. They designed and engineered it all, and now they find themselves on the stage, working by the sweat of their brow, speaking in an unknown foreign language, in a world whose culture and norms are not the way they would have been if it wasn't manipulated. Foreign land, foreign thoughts, foreign culture, and at the root of it, artificial, to get you to believe in it, to get you. It does a good job at it, doesn't it? It does a great job at gaslighting you, to make you feel crazy, to make you feel like, yeah, you don't belong, but it's because of the way you're thinking. You're going off into cuckoo land, and you just won't accept reality. It's just the way it is. It's normal. It's natural. There's a whole line of events that happened that brought us to where we are now. And you're just off in fantasy land trying to justify why it doesn't make sense and why it's dreadful, unbearable, and there's nothing in you truly that wants to be a part of it, that wants to keep this charade going. The stage director has cut my script from me. I don't have anything left to say. Maybe. I'm just literally right now just driving around like a rat in a maze, trapped from every angle, nowhere to go. These roads have been paved out before me to keep me moving around in the maze like a rat, actually going nowhere, getting nowhere physically. But it's helping my mind navigate the mazes of confusion and deceptions that were engineered into me. There's a whole lot more I could say. I mean, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I could have a well thought out presentation. Maybe I will. But just talking off the cuff, this is what you're going to get, because my mind, the brain, the processor itself is retarded. It has put retarded goggles on me to give me difficulty and thinking and processing and speaking. See, I have images. I can see it. I can feel it. In my own mind, I can see it so clearly. I can connect it so clearly. Crystal clear. But when it comes to communicating, describing, in a flow of language that is not my own, that's when I'm like drunk and retarded at the same time, trying to babble complex, very out of this world concepts. Anyways, okay. Maybe I'll make a part 2 of this, but that's the end of my babbling for today.